first guest today rose to fame after becoming the 7th winner of the X Factor back in 2010. As one of the show's biggest success stories, he's had 2 top 10 albums and is now duetting with big music names like Mel C, hoping to keep hitting the right notes with his 3rd album, Porcelain, due to hit the charts this weekend. Please welcome Matt Cardle.
How's it going?
Good. Very good. You're looking very dapper.
Thank you. I thought I'd make an effort.
Oh, it's nice.
As have you all too.
It's good to see. Are you on tour at the moment? Are you moving around, or how's it?
No, we are just full on promoting the album, which is out this week.
Right.
And we just had such a great reaction to it so far.
What's it called?
It's called Porcelain.
Here we go.
It's out now, available on iTunes and Amazon.
I'm always fascinated about it. Why is it called Porcelain?
It's a long story.
It's because of your beautiful skin.
Oh. For that Photoshop.
Okay. We love a bit of that.
There's a track on the album called Porcelain, which kind of sums up the entire album for me. And yeah, that's.
Is it about your fragility?
Well,
fragility, she meant.
Fragility.
Fragility. Not fertility. Not your fertility, your fragility. Feeling fragile as a person, that sort of.
It's quite the opposite actually. It's about it's a bit of it's empowerment. It's about the things in life that sometimes you can't bear. These are the things that eventually make you stronger and make you who you are.
Okay. This is your 3rd album, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So have the 3 been very, very different?
They have been very different, and the way they've been received as well. I mean, the press, believe it or not, have been very kind about this album, do you know what I mean? Yeah. We've had, 4 and 5-star reviews, which is great, and even from my fan base have been saying, this is the best work to date, so I'm excited.
Do you think it's taken you that little bit of time to sort of grow into it? Because obviously, when you come off something as big as the X Factor, obviously your head must be all over the place.
Yeah. Then
you calm down a little bit. Surely it must take by about the 3rd until you know where you are.
Yes, no, you're absolutely right. It does take a while. It did send my head all over the place, the show and the fame and things like that. And I've learned so many lessons throughout the process of the 1st album, the 2nd album.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot to write about. I'm 30 years old now.
So old!
No,
so you write all your own songs?
Yes, I do. I mean, and there's that, the phrase, the difficult 2nd album. What was difficult for me during my 2nd album was the breakdown of my relationship, which actually made writing the album very easy. But the 3rd is much more a positive, upward look. Porcelain's a very...
But also, what's interesting about you, Matt, is that yes, of course, you do get the people on X Factor who maybe, working in a supermarket one week and then next minute. You had been plugging away, doing gigs, writing your own stuff for a very, very long time beforehand.
Yeah, I think it's important to put in the groundwork, because not only does it prepare you for what happens after the show, but it keeps you grounded, I mean, once you come off the show, it doesn't mean every gig you do is going to have great sound.
I thought you were a bricklayer. Is that what you mean by grounded?
Yeah, I've done a lot of groundwork, believe me.
Have you vocally changed? Are you changing vocally all the time?
I am, and I hope from the feedback so far that it's in a good way. My voice, and throughout all the tours as well, my voice gets stronger. Oh, really? Just purely from the amount of singing. And we're taking this album on tour next year in April. All the details are there.
But there's obviously, you're talking about, writing your music and this sort of thing. There's a song, Not Over You, that's on the album. Is that true that you did it in one take? And even though it's not, quite perfect, you've left it because it's got that raw feeling?
Yes, that's true. I mean, there were a few tweaks here and there with the music afterwards. But, when you're writing a song and you're in the moment... and your head's full of the sentiment of the song. You do get a performance that you just cannot get again. We did that with the 1st album with a track, and I just think it's nice because it's that moment in time and it's captured and it's recorded.
Do you find it difficult sometimes when you feel the emotion of what you're singing to actually carry on singing?
Oh yes, absolutely. And sometimes on stage, and one of the downfalls of having an album that is so personal and so recent and current in my heart and head is that when I'm out there performing it, sometimes it gets a bit much.
Yeah.
It's just like, why have I
What
written
about
this
duetting with Mel C? How did that go?
I love her too. It's amazing. I mean, like, I was so lucky to work with Mel. She's so professional, and we just get on so well. There she is. You know,
were you a fan of the Spice Girls before?
Absolutely, all of them.
Yeah.
For a few different reasons.
Well, that's a bit steamy now.
But the thing is, we bumped into each other a few times. You know,
see that.
You know,
the papers have made a big old thing about you two. Is it?
They have. Of course, they were going to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you come into contact with you know, like that with someone, people are going to speculate. But I've got so much love and respect for Mel. She's amazing. She may be watching. I don't know.
Okay, it's a professional relationship.
Chivalry's not dead. See?
Oh, so would you do that if it was the Queen that you were walking alongside?
Yeah, I'd hold her hand. Yeah, I wouldn't. You know.
Help her down some steps.
Yeah.
Holding the Queen's hand as you walk along. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, you've met some incredible people. Have you met any royalty on your journeys and your travels?
Well, Mel C's pop royalty.
That's true.
I mean, I've bumped into lots of people throughout my 3 years post X Factor.
Simon Cowell's quite a big person, isn't he?
He's tall.
I've heard of him.
Actually.
He's not that tall.
No, he is quite. He's taller than me.
All right.
But then again, that's not
what
difficult.
about Miss World? You sang at Miss World, is that right?
I did,
know.
I did. That was crazy and amazing. I think it was over 1 billion people watching that show.
Really?
Yeah. It was,
I didn't know they did. Miss World, still. That's it's a huge global show.
It's a huge show still for.
Where was it on?
It was on in Bali. We flew all the way to Bali, myself and Blue.
How awful for you.
We were only there for about 12 hours.
Oh, really?
This is makeup. I haven't got a tan.
Did you meet any nice ladies?
Oh, well, I did, yeah. Well, can we have a shout for Kirsty Rose, the Miss England? She came sick, but I think that's not bad.
Very good. That's good. Now, when you were on X Factor, it was a bumper year because there were some, you know, amazing people obviously came out. Obviously, One Direction and Rebecca Ferguson and what have you, who is awesome as well. Do you still keep in touch with anybody, or has everybody sort of moved on their separate ways?
You know, I made lots of friends. You know, he mentioned One Direction. I had a text from Niall yesterday. He tweeted about the album. Actually, bless him. Cheers, buddy. But he was just jetting off from Japan or Australia to Japan on their world tour.
Yeah.
You know, we've been in touch with Rebecca. She's been so supportive.
Yeah.
But you went a very different way, didn't you? You went a very individual way.
Well, I think I've always, you know, like we mentioned before, I'd always written my stuff and always produced myself. And I just thought, as soon as I can get back to that, you know, being in control as much as I was, then...
No, you had the profile and then...
Yeah, so it's taken a while.
It's your own record company as well, isn't it? You're doing the album?
Yeah, well, we get to decide everything now, which is a bit power hungry, but, you know, we get to do what we want to do, and that's the most important thing.
Oh, well, we've actually got a little clip of your new single, which is coming out. Let's take a look. You poor man, having to work with another pretty lady.
It's terrible, isn't it?
I
No,
know.
Jess did brilliantly on the day. She was only 17, bless her.
Brilliant dancer.
And she's an amazing dancer, and we were all blown away. She made me feel a little bit, yeah. You've done so good. I was like, what do I do now?
Well, you've made us all feel a little bit... Yeah, today. It's nice to see. Good luck with it all and the tour and everything. It's Matt Cardle, everyone.